Hello my friends and welcome to the Capital Allocation channel. Today I want to give you a quick privacy coin update, connect some of the dots of the ID 2020 agenda, and give you some stocks and cryptos that I put on my personal watch list based on this research. A quick disclaimer, obviously this is not investment advice. Investing is risky, so please contact a professional financial advisor before investing. Thank you all for watching. Let's get right to it. Alright, so starting with Monero. Monero is sitting here at 246. It's really just consolidating around this area. We have a sell on the TradingView technical indicator, although I actually disagree with this. I think we're in still have a period of indecision. I think right now the buyers and sellers are competing to see which way the price breaks. I would want to see a break above 295 or below around 215 for this to establish a clear direction. So Pirate Chain. Pirate Chain's sitting here at $1.95. We do have some a lot of wicks here on the downside, so showing that the sellers are getting rejected, buyers are coming in here, and we're really just chopping around this area. This is a previous area of support, and it's really having a hard time breaking below this, so that is a good sign. At some point, the sellers are going to be exhausted, and this thing's going to break back to the upside. And at least this thing isn't tanking anymore. It's really just holding between $2 and $1.80. I would like to see this thing back up above 2 or above 210. But at the moment, this is more of just a wait and see again. We are losing momentum on the downside, though. And if you look, we have somewhat of a divergence. So this we still have going lower. Meanwhile, the RSI is actually breaking towards the upside. So this could be a good sign. Again, we'll just have to wait for volume to come in and a clear break in order for this thing to establish a reversal and go back to the upside. Dero is an interesting one. So Dero has showed some relative strength. I really don't know which way this is going to break, because really we have conflicting signals here. So we are still in an uptrend, although we do have what does appear to be a double top here. So we are in an uptrend, but we've got conflicting patterns coming here. So this thing could really break either way. So this is not one I'm willing to make a bet on, although the fundamentals are strong. So this is an interesting one, but the pattern is a little too choppy for me at the moment. So Haven, this was a really interesting one here. So this thing has had around a 66% pullback. It's pulled back around 2/3 of the way and just tagged this EMA here and went back to the upside. So this is almost a textbook retracement here, and we do have a buy on the technical indicator. So this is something that personally, when I look at a trade like this, there's nothing guaranteed. This thing could dump to the downside, but all I try to do is get the probabilities in my favor. So if I were to take a position in Haven right now, I would take a position, and either I would most likely put a stop loss close to somewhere down here below this candle, with a price target up at around 22. So just trying to stack the odds in your favor, a small stop loss and a larger price target to get that asymmetrical bet. But again, nothing is guaranteed, but this pattern does look very promising. We have a nice pullback, shook everyone out, and now starting to push back to the upside. So to get into ID 2020, I find it interesting that the amount of partners that ID 2020 has, the length of time this has been planned, and the fact that there happened to be a crisis which justified the implementation of these policies back in 2020. It is all quite interesting here. So one of the programs ID2020 has is this digital health ID RFP. So in Bangladesh, there's only 38% of children that are receiving birth certificates at the moment. This program seeks to provide infants with portable, biometrically linked ID either at the point of birth registration or the time of routine immunizations. So there are 4 objectives here: improving registration, increasing immunization, and generating portability, and also creating a digital ecosystem in order to facilitate access to other services throughout the life course. They can't just say throughout life, or they have to, anyway. Odd choice of words there. And I think you can use your imagination on what other services are going to require this identification. So this program proceeds in 4 phases. It just started here in 2021. It's going to late 2025. It's a phased program, beginning with the piloting phase and moving to a regional scaling phase and culminating in a national scaling phase. The key outcome of this program is a replicatable model by which digital ID can be scaled in other country contexts. So basically, they're using Bangladesh as a testing ground to work out all the kinks in this digital system, and then they're going to push this on the rest of the world around 2025. So here are some of the partners for ID 2020. You can see some of the classics here. And we have the general partners as well. So I'm going to go through a few of these that I find interesting. There are a few trading ideas that can be found here, and really what I'm trying to do is connect the dots and establish a framework of understanding of who the players are in this economic game, the corporations, governments, billionaires, see what their plan is, how they're going to implement their plan, where the money is flowing, so I can be the right place before the events occur, basically. And so if you do this in enough areas over time, you develop a large framework which to draw upon, and you can start to really understand the game. You can understand where that money is going, and you can try to be in the right place. So one of these companies is Octa. So Octa is essentially a cybersecurity company. They have single sign-on, multi-factor authentication. So essentially cybersecurity. This is a tradable stock here. This thing tanked today. Strong sell. So using this charting pattern, when you break below this cloud, that is a sell signal. This was supposed to be the support, and it snapped straight through there. So this would be something that I would put on a short sell list, although at the moment in this market, it's going up almost every day, so I'm not shorting anything at the moment. But in general, that could be an idea. And yeah, so this is one company involved in ID 2020. Another one is Simprint. So this company builds biometric fingerprint technology used by governments, NGOs, and nonprofits. The founders are Gates Cambridge scholars, and there are also several rounds of funding that were received by this company. The US, Norway, and others, along with ARM Limited, a Cambridge-based semiconductor and software company. So ARM is owned by SoftBank. SoftBank is a company that I personally have on my watch list at the moment. This thing was up at $50. It came back down to around close to $25, $26. Kind of bottomed out, and now we're breaking back out here. So this thing has a clear reversal of momentum, and it just fell 50%. So this is a huge company in Japan. They have tons of investments. They also own 25% of Alibaba. So this thing is a behemoth, and it's interesting and something that's definitely on my watch list at the moment. So iRespond, privacy protecting biometric identity solutions. So this is an Iris Biometrics company. It's based on obviously Iris Biometrics. What they're saying is the best modality after DNA for accuracy and reliability. Other modalities such as fingerprint or face recognition can be used instead or in combination. So they're really hitting this from all different areas: iris scans, facial recognition, fingerprints, and all to be matched with your biometric digital identity, which can be used for health purposes, for economic purposes. Here's an interesting one. So sharing is a crypto, actually. So I found this quite interesting. So what this is it's a vault that you can hold documents such as your passport, national ID, driver's license, health information, other memberships, and you can share it with insurance companies, healthcare, I'm sure the government, logistics, education, anything like that. So this is a crypto that you can buy. And this thing has already taken a huge nosedive. Still got a sell signal. So yeah, this thing's crashed already. I'm still watching this though, because this is involved with a program that really has a lot of weight behind it, a lot of partners, a lot of people that want to see this succeed. So I am going to watch this and see if there is a reversal in the market here. But right now, in a super downtrend, super dangerous at the moment. So this is just something that will have to be watched. So Panda Transportation, this is another interesting one. This is unique among the partners here. This is really what seems to be smart city infrastructure. So it's providing access to your city's mobility solutions using machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the latest contactless payments. So this information is shared between government agencies and mobility operators in order to become the foundation for smarter city transit. I'm not sure why mobility operators and governments would be sharing information unless this is something like customs or something has to go across borders. Maybe that's the reason. This I'll have to look into more. But basically smart city infrastructure. So you can see how all these things, which seem to be separate, you got smart cities, you got fingerprints, facial recognition, health IDs, all these different areas, and they're converging into this one ID infrastructure, including Health Pass. And again, like I said, this has been planned. It's not something that's a spur of the moment decision. Oh, we just had a good idea. Oh, look. Oh, the best way out is through this pass. There's a lot of partners, and this has been going on for a long time. So the last two are interesting. These are actually microfinance companies, and I haven't done much research on microfinance, but this actually looks like a good idea to me. So you can lend as little as $25. A lot of this goes to people who really need the money. I believe they actually have a high repayment rate, so you do get paid back most of the time. Yeah, 96% repayment. You can make small loans and help people who actually need it. So this actually is quite interesting. I'll have to do more research on this, but this is another way. I'm not sure how much interest you would make or how this works, but definitely a possibility. Here's another microfinance company. So yeah, it's just something to think about, just another option here. But I hope you found something informative today. I hope I've connected a few dots and you can start to see some of the players in this game, maybe get an investment trading idea, and see where this thing is headed and prepare yourself for the future. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you all in the next one.